tonight was unexpectedly just such a blessing.
I honestly gained out of this was just empowerment.
And every person on the panel, the dance helped us all tap into our confidence.
So I did not expect to cry today.
I'm grateful that I actually was invited.
Not forget about Color Bar Cafe in the building.
Of the passion for fitness and the passion for God.
Okay, if they can do it, I can do it too.
Support, love, fun, great food.
There is no community like it.
And if you wasn't here, you missed out.
Staying in long because they didn't know the behind the scenes. Right. Yeah. So I did want to bring some ladies in, and we have such a mixture of ages, and I just love it so much. So one clap it up for these ladies right here. So we're gonna go down the line first. Let's just do some introductions. Let them know who you are and what you do. Let's just start there.
Hey guys, my name is Elle Star. On social media, My name is Elle Star. On social media, my government name is Leandra. I am married, so I'm Leandra Drummond. I am a personal trainer, but I have a program called Erase Your Waste that I'm very passionate about for women because I understand that that's the core, is at the center of everything. That's spiritual, that's physical, that's emotionally. So I take pride in helping women stay balanced, also having that symmetry, so that's in body and in life. So I am the founder of Erase Your Waste, very passionate about health and wellness. So I'm loving this event. I'm loving the environment, ladies, and I'm here, like I said, Elle Star on all social media platforms. If I can help you in any way, physically, I'm here for it. All right.
I am Dr. Deja Andrews Johnson. I am a chiropractor here in Atlanta, Georgia, and I am the founder of Heavenly Hands Chiropractic. My why is to educate my community on health and wellness, not just in the physical form, but what the medicines the doctors are giving you, what supplements you're taking and why, and how that all plays a part in not only your life today, but in the future. Thank you.
Okay. Hey everyone, for those that don't know me, I'm Kimmy with Kimmy's Cutting Up Hair Salon. Been in business for about 14 years, been doing hair for 31 years. As most of you all know, hemp is pretty much taking over, getting ready to take over. So I'm just looking forward to embrace, as you can see what we're doing right now. I want to be able to pour into, just continue to make an impact, be supportive, and root you guys on. You guys are doing amazing things. Most of you all that know me, we've hosted and started a lot of the events right at Kimmy's Cutting Up, Heels and Fitness as one of them, and the Color Bar Cafe. Like, there's a lot that I want to be able to give back to you all. So that's what I'm looking more forward to moving forward. Thank you.
Hey y'all, I'm Tay. I'm your favorite faith coach, and I help women learn how to trust God fully when life ain't looking cute. This came from my brand, You Gotta Let God Cook, came from a moment where I had to take a second and I realized I was not wanting to go the way He was leading me. And when it came to pass anyway, and just to see how it unfolded and how it really worked, I literally told her, I said, girl, you just gotta let God cook sometimes. And then I went on Instagram and I said, let me tell y'all how to let God cook. And that's how it came up.
You all can keep it. Before we get into anything, I just wanted to know, what season are you in? We get about two speakers to answer this, but what season are you in right now? What season are you in right now?
I guess I'll go first. I am in my building season, actually. I recently graduated from chiropractic school about 3 years ago now. I just started Heavenly Hands last year in October. And so right now I am trying to level down on my niche or my community. I'm usually really broad on Black people, but I've been learning that my community is more the women. I seem to relate more to women, I guess because I'm a woman, but also just kind of seeing a different perspective of what people go through, whether it be a mom, whether it be a caretaker, whether it be a sister, a daughter, just kind of seeing all of the roles that we take on as women, all the stress that we take on as women, and all of the ways that that impacts us in our daily lives and how we can show up for other people. So that's where I am. Anybody else?
Thank you. Let's get one more person. What season are you in?
I am in the acceptance season. I turned 52 years old this year, and just accepting the changes that come with womanhood, right? It's like when I turned 48, my body and my mind was doing things that I didn't even understand. So just accepting the stage of life that I'm in and being able to share that is really, really big for me right now. And this could go for somebody that just turned 30. When I turned 30, I had a different feeling about life. When I turned 40, I had a different feeling about life. And now being 52 and being in perimenopause, I really have a different feeling about life, right? But all of it is worth sharing. You know what I'm saying? And accepting myself and accepting the fact that I am now 52 years old. It's like, and I'm just letting you ladies know, no matter how old you are, like, cherish where you are right now. Yeah. Because it goes so fast. And like every moment is just, it matters. When you get to the point where you're in your 50s, 60s, wherever, these moments right here is gonna really matter. So make sure that you find your purpose if you haven't found it, and live in it. That's why when she said, like, working for God, like, that's the most important thing. Anything else doesn't even matter. It doesn't count. Because when, you know, as we grow, the things that we do that's really here in our true passion are the only things that's really gonna matter. So yeah, I'm in a season of acceptance, and wherever you are right now in your life, even if you're in a time where, because we go here. So even if you're here, accept that. Learn what you can from that, because you will get back here. All right?
Thank you. You can pass it back that way.
Oh, I forgot.
No, you're good. I was going to ask, where is wellness on your priority list, and what does it actually look like for you? Wellness on your priority list, and what does that look like for you?
Wellness on my priority list is actually pretty high, right? It's pretty high, but let me tell you what it actually looks like for me.
Y'all want to come in some? Yeah. Come in.
They get lit.
Y'all, we told them to turn it down. She said it was them next door. I said, oh, God. Yeah, come on in. So y'all can what, next door? I'll make a trip. It's all good. We just need to come in. So where is wellness on your priority list, and what does it actually look like for you?
Okay, so wellness is actually pretty high on my priority list, but it's not something I give a lot of time. In this season that I'm in a season where God is telling me to get really disciplined. And one of the things that I know He's really calling me to get disciplined on is my wellness. And because it's a high priority for Him, it's a high priority for me. One of the things that I've learned is we have to steward everything, because nothing He gives us is by mistake. And He gave us these bodies, and it's our job to steward them and cherish them as if it's a gem or a stone. And with getting disciplined, I think that was the first thing that He was just like, you're not disciplined, and you expect me to take you to the next level. You can't even stick to a lifestyle change. How do you expect me to make your life change? And so wellness is actually pretty high. And so I'm getting to a point where I'm like, all right, I need to make this high because it's high for Him.
As you all can see where I'm at now, it's all about living life to the fullest, cherish every moment. For me, I am in a season of, when I say living like I don't worry about anything I can't control. Like, I've never been so happy, and it's a bittersweet because of so much I've been through. And in my business, my line of work, being a hairstylist, it's like this. I was at the height of my career, lost myself, right? Just to fall. And when I say like rock bottoms, I pretty much almost, for me, lost it all. And I got to a place where I couldn't make those, and when I mean those, people that looked up to me for so long, expecting me to be a certain person, I had to come into grips of who I was and what made me happy. And like she was saying, Elle and I worked together, and I think we met each other back when I was in my early 30s. And at 51, I'm going through the same thing. So for me, it's about what I want my life to look like, what makes me happy. I hope I show it every day. Like I said, I know about 70% of you all. And the best thing I could have ever did in this season, and I'm showing you all right now, is I let go and let God. And that's the best thing that I could have ever done. And I'm just hoping my actions now will speak for itself. So this is what it looks like. You know, this is what it looks like.
Keep it. You want to do one more?
Me?
Oh, sure. For me right now, wellness is self-care. Like I was saying a few minutes ago, I see a lot of people, a lot of patients who they get into these car accidents, and because their life is so stretched out, they start to realize how little they're able to pour into themselves and take care of themselves, whether that be physically, mentally, spiritually. It gets really hard on a day-to-day basis. So I've gotten really quick to say, you know what, I'm not going to work today. I'm going to take this day and go to the gym, go get me a massage, relax, just let my mind kind of ease out, because I'm also an empath. So it's really easy for me to see 50 patients and I'm feeling all of their feelings. I'm crying with them. I'm upset with their attorney with them. I'm upset that somebody hit them and now they have an injury that they have to deal with. It's just a whole lot of things. So self-care has been my top priority for wellness, and just making sure that I pour back into me so that I can pour into others.
We're going to take a little transition right now. Dr. Deja is a wifey. We got another wifey. Yeah. So we got some wifeys up here. It was, be honest, up here. Are you someone that you would marry? If you are, let me see a raise a hand. Are you someone that you would marry? I'm here For my speakers, ladies, what should you bring to the table as a woman, not just in business, but in life and relationships? What should you bring to the table? Or what do you think, in your opinion, you should bring to the table?
For me, as a very, very newlywed, I think that one of the things I really, truly brought to the table in my relationship is support. My husband comes from a family where they aren't very family oriented. They're not doing family gatherings all the time. They don't talk to each other all the time. When they do, it's usually a problem, that kind of stuff. So I have just been coming from a place where just kind of being that backbone. The Bible talks about being your husband's helpmeet. And I tell him all the time, like, just let me help you. Like, you don't have to stress about little things. I can do the little things. So that's been kind of my portion, I guess, in this season, is being the support.
I like that.
Bring your true self to your marriage, relationship, dating, anything. Because if you bring your true self, then you kind of you eliminate that representative period. Because we can actually, you guys probably have had relationships that probably should have just stayed friendships or just should have been stayed, I just know you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But we dated, and, you know, I think as women, we tend to put our priorities to the side and stay loyal to a situation just because we're women and we're supporters, right? Yeah. So I've been in 5-year relationships, 9-year relationships. Hell, I feel like I lost my whole 30s to just in relationships. So when I look back on that time, then I'm like, okay, I didn't have kids. So when I was dating and wasn't anything really solid, that could have been my time to have kids. That's why I say when you guys, the level that you are right now, make sure that you're prioritizing what you really want out of life. Not allowing somebody to come into your life and you just play along to play along, because time is passing by. So when you bring your real self to a situation, then your real desires and your real wants and needs are put on the front table. So they know that. So therefore, you are doing them a favor because they know who you are. They know who they're dealing with. They know if they really want to be with you. And you feel free. You're like, okay, I'm going to get what I want out of this because this man truly knows who I am. And also is going to bring transparency out of who you're dealing with as well. So I would say just bring your true self, know what you want. I meet guys that be like, you got any single friends? I'm like, so many women say they want a good man, but how is it so many men say there's not good women? And I'm like, okay, somebody's lying. So that means that women and men probably are getting in relationships and saying that they're okay with things that they're really not. So it's not working. So I just say, just be straight up, because if a man just supposed to be a friend, let him just be your friend. Yeah. If he's supposed to pass you by and talk to your girlfriend or talk to somebody else, let him do that. Don't waste your time. Bring your true self to the relationship.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. This is probably going to sound obvious, being who I am, but I say bring your faith. For those of y'all that know my story, my relationship would not be where it is if I didn't have faith in God. If God is not intertwined in everything you do, it is not good. Okay, it is not good. And that is including your marriage. God brings man and woman together, but he's standing in the middle of it. And so if you're married, it's nothing without him. And so one of the things that I will say is me bringing my stability in faith brought my husband to faith, brought my kids to faith, right? And I'm able to share my faith with my family. And it shows in my family. So bring your faith and make sure it's stable, right? When the devil is coming to attack your marriage, because that's the first thing he's going to attack, is that marriage. You got to be able to stand on that stable ground. And the only thing in your life that's going to be stable is faith. God is the only thing, okay? There we go.
Okay, y'all, I'm going to switch up the game a little bit because I was married for 10 years, right? And remember I told you how my life, most of you all know my story, but I pretty much had what a lot of people wanted, right? I had a good man. Oh God, I hope I'm not being recorded. But I will say this, and I've always been an open book and really blunt and just straightforward. But being a stylist and sitting behind that chair, it's not a story I haven't heard. And one of the things that I noticed about a lot of my clientele was it's so easy for us to tell you all to run or you could do better or the grass is greener on the other side, but you never know when it's sitting up under a septic tank. And I say that to say, I wish I knew then what I knew now, because I would be, CJ's how old, Ham? 22 years in. However, it's easy to get lost in the game. And when you don't have the right support system, and my biggest thing, I let outside sources, right, And I'm telling you all because you all will not make the same mistake that I made. Listen, because we've been around. Like I said, we stand behind the chair every day, all day. Me, Elle, and Miss B. We old heads in the game. And we've heard all you all's story, your mama's story, your auntie's stories, cousin stories. So take heed, you know what I'm saying? Because we bumped our heads so many times. And you see so many single women. I don't want to see this again for you all, but I always say keep people out of your relationship, right? If you get lost and you ever want to know who you are, check your 3 closest people to you, right? And it says a lot because the company you keep in a lot of us are quick to say, hey girl, my man ain't doing this for me, or hey girl, I wish my husband bought me this or this, that. But you're so quick to tell us, but the man that you're sleeping with or the man that you're with, and how will he ever know? You know what I'm saying? So I say all that to say, switch up the game a little bit. My truth was I messed up because I didn't have that circle around me. They were all divorced, cheating, or whatever. I didn't know what a healthy relationship looked like. So just make sure, especially in if you're in a relationship, to keep that in mind. Okay.
What does survival mode look like? I know we've been talking about just surviving through the years, and how do you survive in a competitive space without losing yourself? What does it look like, and how do you survive?
Okay, so you know I got to tell the story. Okay, let me tell you. So I told you I've been doing hair 31 years. But I've had my salon for 14. For me, it was easy. It was real easy. I was the one, you know how they say you're handed the silver spoon? Everything was easy. I didn't know what it felt like to have no low credit score. I always had money in the bank. I was like la, right? Sound good, right? Because, you know, in the beginning, everybody's rooting you on. They're like, yeah. And it was simple, and I made it look so easy. But life started lifing, ladies, right? You know, I had a 5-chair salon, right? Making great money. Well, when you make more money, you want more. Yeah, I went from my little two-seater to my truck to my little starter home to my big house. Oh yeah, traveling, living my best life. Well, I'm not going to say when people see you doing like this, they fall off, because in my situation, that didn't happen. My thing is I allow me to get in the way of me. I got too high, you know, so, and I went through a period where I lost 2 really close friends, and I went into a deep depression. And unfortunately, I stayed in that depression about 8 years. So I tell anybody, if you're going through something, ask for help. Get help. It's imperative. But bringing that energy into my shop is what made my people go, right? Because I brought my hurt, my pain, and you know, nobody wants to be around that negative energy. So as quick as I went here, as quick as I lost mine. You know what I mean? So the survival mode, though, is I thank it, and to this day, I thank and praise God for you all. Because where's Anjanae? Is Anjanae still here, or did she leave? Anjanae, I've been doing this baby hair since she was a teenager. Anjanae, how old are you?
I'm 38. She's been doing my hair since I was 13, 14 years old.
Okay. They wouldn't let me fail. I've heard from what was it that went around, COVID? I go in my shop, it's envelopes up under the door. And I don't mean no 120, 50. I'm talking about paying my rent. Hamp can vouch for this. They wouldn't let me fail. My family wouldn't let me fail. And I refused to keep pushing, because this one right here, y'all know Hamp. Instead of, you know, they said that what is it, footprints when you was walking me, God, you asked why was it only 2 steps, or because he was carrying that baby right there. showed up and showed out when I couldn't. And when I tell you all, long story short, is she met a lot of you all that she's working with now. It was 4, 5, 6 times I wanted to close my door. We damn near got evicted. I done went with lights, electric. I know now what it was to go from a 7-something credit score to a 5. Hear me out. My people wouldn't let me fall. And was it hard? Hell yeah, it was hard. It's still hard. But God has such a bigger picture. I see it. I see the light. That's why I'm here. That's why I've been present. That's why I speak my truth. Because it's not easy running the business, ladies. But look around. Your 3 closest friends, if they all drinkers, you probably got some drinking problem. If they financially messed up, you probably... So I had to get around boss-like women. I had to get back to what I already knew. I lost me, right? But the whole thing about surviving the games, you got to keep going. Ain't no business out there like this all the time. But when you get down, for me, I had to go through that 8 years of silence. It was really so I can listen. I'm so humble now. I'm so grateful now. I'm here. I'm not trying to get there, and I don't never want to go there. Just get me right here, and I'm okay with that. Remember, it's about what makes me happy, what makes me be able to find balance. So, and if anybody has any questions of my real story, truth, or really want to, if you're in the business and you're struggling, if anybody gonna be truthful, Kim gonna be truthful with you.
Survival mode actually show up in your body?
A lot of ways. Stress and survival mode show up by you not sleeping. You might not be having the number of bowel movements. You not sleeping, headaches, just pain in general, knee pain randomly, shoulder pain randomly, back pain randomly. Brain fog, your energy levels up and down all the time, your digestive system changing all the time, you're not putting the correct fuel sources in your body to allow you to not allow stress to take over, not having those self-care days or those mental health days, just a lot of small ailments that lead up to really big problems. One of the best examples I like to tell people is last year I almost lost my mom to an infected gallbladder. Anyone who knows my mom knows she's constantly doing things trying to help my dad. And this particular time she was working 10-hour shifts as well as working on the side. My mom does hair. So she teaches cosmetology as well as she runs her own salon. So at this point in time, she was just running really hard. And one particular weekend, she got sick, and we didn't really know what was going on, but we thought it was something simple like the flu, a normal sickness. You know, we all go through those normal times. But this particular time, she wasn't getting better. And I woke up one morning, and she had her bedroom window up, and I had my bedroom window up, and I could hear my mom vomiting in her bathroom through my bedroom window. So I went upstairs and I was like, Mom, you know, I really think you should go to the hospital. I don't think, this isn't normal. You shouldn't be throwing up. You should be feeling better. And this had been like 7 days of her just laying in the bed, not feeling good. So long story short, she goes to the hospital, and within an hour of her being at the emergency room, they took her into the OR and did surgery on my mom. So ever since then, I've been kind of telling her, like, you can't just go so hard because that's all you know to do or because that's what you think you're supposed to do. Sometimes you have to take that step back and say, okay, let me take a breath. Let me take a day. Let me take a minute, an hour, whatever that is or looks like for you. But you can't run yourself into the ground to where you don't have anything to give back to the people that you serve. And stress, because we are creatures of habit and because we live in a society where things are always rising. Prices are rising, gas, groceries. The kids got to go to practice. They got to go to school. We got to go to work, do our exercises, all the things. Because we're always on go, that stress starts to build up because we never take that time to just pause for a second. And those stressors show up in all kinds of things. Y'all wonder why we as Black people have so many diseases? It's because we're stressed. We're stressed about our parents doing things, our kids doing things, we're doing things. It's just a whole snowball effect. And the longer you allow stress to dwell in your body, the worse I lost my train of thought. The worse the symptoms kind of manifest themselves is what I was trying to say.
Was like, okay, so what you want to do? And I was like, we get back together. He was like, no, we're not. And I said, oh, okay. And I got real depressed. This was the first time I had ever been depressed in my life. And my aunt said, let's watch this movie. And if you've ever seen it, if you haven't seen it, you got to see it. It's called War Room. Come on now. I know that's right. War Room. And what I had to realize was, and my godfather told me this too, nobody else is going to believe in what you want, right? And so if you really want something that bad, then you got to have that much faith that God is going to bring it to pass. And so in the movie War Room, it didn't matter what anybody was saying. It didn't matter what her husband was doing. All that mattered was the faith that she had that God was going to bring her husband back to her. And so I stayed steadfast in leaning on him because I knew, and let me tell you how I knew. I said, Lord, if the only way you gonna make me pregnant is if this man is supposed to be in my life. Now, I know if it's a baby in here, and I just told you that, you can go ahead and take that thing away if it's not what's supposed to be. And the baby's still here. So I knew that because I told him, like, hey, this is how I know he's supposed to be in my life, I had to stay faithful that he was gonna bring that man back around. And it was in that, and I'm not even gonna hold y'all, it was probably a good year and a half of being faithful until we actually got back in a relationship. But one of the things that I had to understand is with being faithful, you got to understand that it's not a straight and narrow, right? It's not easy. And so one of the things that I had to ask God was, I said, Lord, I want him to be my husband, so I need you to reveal and remove everything that comes with that in this season. But I also need you to make me strong enough to be able to carry that. And so things would get revealed, and any old regular person, any old regular emotional woman, because y'all, I'm emotional, would have broke at the things that God revealed. But I was so faithful and so just grounded and knew that we was on the same path, and he put that vision and he put this baby here for a reason, that when they came up and when they were revealed, I said, all right, Lord, now remove it. And he did just that. And to this day, I think my husband and I's story shows me just how stable, just how firm his faith is, even if you have a mustard seed. I'm telling y'all, I was depressed. I was depressed. I was down bad. If you knew, if you was there, you knew. Okay? And when he say a mustard seed of faith, a mustard seed, if you've ever seen it, you could barely see it if I was holding up right now. Y'all, he can take a mustard seed of faith and make gigantic mountains. Right? So just staying 10 toes down in faith and really leaning in on him, anything, unimaginable things, supernatural things, y'all, it can happen. I tell my community all the time, I don't know about the rest of y'all, but I got delusional faith. I said, well, my God, you got to be a little delusional, right? Because he can make stuff that you don't even think to come to happen. All right? Delusional. Amen? We delusional over here. I'm okay with that. All right? Sorry, I took you out of church, man.
Oh, we're having a class, right? The girls are getting together, but how important is community for the goals that we have, for the dreams that we want to accomplish? How important, even the faith walk that you're on, how important is the community you're in or the people that you have around you?
For me, it's simple. I never want to stop learning, so I have to surround myself amongst great individuals. I think you can always learn. I always tell the millennials, I always say, you all need the old just as much as we need the new. You know what I'm saying? Like, so just like in this season I'm in right now with you all, I'm learning. I've just being here right now, what I just learned from you. You know what I mean? What I'm learning from you, I didn't know that, and I'm older than you. You see what I'm saying? So it's very important to me because I want to continue to evolve. I want to continue to grow, and being within the community, I see the growth. I mention all the time, I've learned more from you young people than I have with my peers. You hear me? I feel more at home and safe than I do in my own church with you all. So, because like I said, it's 70% of you all that I know. And just the love and the support. And if I can get that, whether you 30, 20, 30, 40 years old, I'm going to continue to do it because I'm continuing to want to grow. So,
all right.
Mindful and intentional.
Yeah.
Our app is coming out, so mindful and intentional. All right, ladies, we are dwindling down on time. If you could tell these ladies one thing about becoming her, what would you tell them?
Don't give up. It don't matter what your process looks like. It doesn't matter what your path looks like. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter how long it took you to get where you're trying to go. And it doesn't matter what someone else told you along your journey. Do what makes you happy. Do what your passion is. Do what pushes you to fulfill your why. Do what pushes you to fulfill God's purpose for you in this lifetime. And just do you.
come back to me.
I would say stay aligned. Stay aligned. God is the real GPS, right? We all use our GPS to get to our destination. He the only one that know your destination. So if you're not aligned with him, you don't even know where you're about to go. He tell you when to turn right. He tell you when to turn left. So stay aligned. He is rooting for you and everything that he's giving you in your vision. He feeds you with a spoon, not a shovel. So just know it's bigger than you've ever seen, than you can ever imagine. So stay aligned and stay in the word, y'all. Stay in the word.
If you're ever going through anything in life, scared, breakups, financial, whatever it is, loss of loved ones, all I could tell you all, please try not to stay in it. You'll lose time. And life is so precious. And stop beating yourself up. Try not to get so into that social media. Have fun. Y'all stop having fun. Have fun. You know what fun looks like to you. Have fun. That's what I would tell. I tell her that every day. Have fun.
So, becoming her, I would say take pride in discipline. Take pride in discipline. Like discipline with your body, with your wellness. That's so important. Feeling good is a superpower. Like, there is no need to make a lot of money to be successful, to be anything, if you don't feel good enough to enjoy it. Like, that's number one. Do not have habits that you don't want to incur in a partner. Like, how would you like to have a partner that's unhealthy, that's undisciplined, that's always hurting, that's going through different ailments and pain? Like, so take care of your health so that you can be that healthy person for somebody else, and that way you attract that. Also, be true to yourself. Like, be true to yourself. Know who you are, know what you want, and just be true and honest with yourself. Like, discipline is one thing, but you gotta be honest with who you are and what you bring to the table, and just strive to be better, every day. Strive to be your best self. And I think that you'll look in the mirror 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now and you're going to be pleased. But, and the reason why I touch so much on staying healthy, because I've been a hairstylist, I've been a personal trainer, but when COVID hit, I did insurance for Medicare. And I spoke to women that was in their 50s that was on so much medication that they couldn't even really, it's like they were dependent on other people at that age, right? And their doctors was like law. And I would speak to 10 people in one day, and they all were on the same medications. How is that? So that told me that they're just pretty much assigning this stuff to you. So, and that taught me that if you get into that wave of that, just going to the doctors and getting medications and getting on that way. They see I'm pre-diabetic, so I got to take this. And man, take care of yourself, because when you guys get 10, 20 years older, the worst thing you want to be is sick. That taught me a whole lot dealing with them people. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, these people in their 50s and 60s, these are the ages that I'm thinking that, okay, we about to be popping. You're supposed to be living, once you retire, it's time to enjoy what you work for. It's time to travel. It's not time to sit around, be on no medication and your kids taking care of you. No, it's not time for that. But that's what we're dealing with, because not only is the food bad, our habits as Americans is very bad. Processed foods and things like that are supposed to be a treat. It's not supposed to be a daily thing. It's supposed to be a treat. Stopping by a fast food restaurant is a Friday thing or a Saturday thing. It's not an everyday thing. Do not put that poison in your body, and then we wondering why we don't feel good. So I tell you this, be true to yourself, and don't see this bad chick in the mirror, or think that you this bad chick in your head and you're not putting in the work to be that bad chick. You don't have bad chick habits. You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't happening. You're delusional. You know what I'm saying? You're delusional. So, and then you think you're gonna attract that guy that you think you want, and you ain't on that level. Because you're not disciplined enough to be on that level. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, man, everybody in here has the opportunity to become who your ideal person is. But are we willing to put in that work that the ideal person is putting in? That person that you're looking at, okay, not the filters on IG, but that person that you know is really doing it. Are we doing what she waking up and do every day? So just be true to yourself. And if you ain't willing to put in the work, then accept that you're going to be mediocre. And I don't think that nobody in here is mediocre. All right?
It's one thing I love that you said. I can't even put it back in words, but basically being okay with the discipline that it takes, like to be who you want to be. I think that is so underestimated, y'all. Like, we have to be okay that discipline is boring sometimes, you know, or all the time. Like, we have to be okay that the discipline is hard work, and it's a daily thing. Like, it's not like a every other day thing. It's like a daily thing, and it's so annoying that I have to be disciplined every single day, or something will fall through the cracks. Like, it's annoying, and we have to be okay with that. Because like you said, like, we gonna look in the mirror, and that's our reward. Like, fully being confident in who we are. So I love that. Y'all, we have about 5 more minutes. I wanted to take somebody from the crowd that wanted to give advice and somebody from the crowd that had a question. So first person to give advice or just have something you want to spread to the ladies today. Go ahead, see? What's up?
This has been on my heart since I'm going. Oh, do you mind if I make the announcement?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to be moving to Thailand next Tuesday.
To Thailand.
It's actually very crazy coming up to this moment. Everything that you listed about stress, I'm like, dang, that's me. Like you did not miss. Thank God I'm not sick. I was to the doctor. I'm good. I'm healthy. Surprising. But thank God. As I've been going in this transition and transformation, getting ready to leave, it's been overwhelming, but it made me realize God is so kind. God is so kind. If you knew me years ago, you knew He brought me out of the trenches. I was filthy. I was big or whatever, but people were just servicing me in little ways. I didn't know I was impacting communities. I just thought, oh, little of me is showing up. I'm having my own insecurities, and God is showing me just before you leave, I'm gonna do this. Just on top of this, I'm gonna do this.
Yeah.
You know, like when you thought I was gonna do this, here's another yes. You received so many no's. Here's another yes.
Yes.
So
I love that.
I just want to encourage you all, because I would say, if I would say there's one thing, I don't believe when people say I don't got no regrets, whatever. I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. You need to repent, okay? So I'm gonna